Damn. By the way, the initial startup, that counts as a fire attack, black flame attacking your hand. I'm not kidding. When you have the flame in your hand before you slap it on your weapon, it's considered damage. So if a person's in your face and you slap that on your weapon while they're touching you, it'll cause black flame damage. Watch, I'll show you. It's interesting. Down of it. Come on. Come on. You could do it. I mean, this thing hits like a truck. So. That's right, it's up here. My brain's trying to focus right now. Come on, do it. Damn it. I got it to happen sometimes. Like the initial... God, that's hard to do. Like, slapping it on your weapon counts as a tiny little flame explosion. Like, it's in your hand, right? It's damage. Like this right here. The lightning that's coming down is damage as well. The only problem is you have to have something above you. Which is hard to hit too. And if they're in your face like that, you're not gonna do so well. Whoops. Let's see if I could help some people today. Any and all status elements are mine to command. Holy! Poison! Magic! Ice! Fire! Black flame! Bloody flame! I think you get like 40 ice or 45 ice buildup per hit, give or take. It just seems the ice armament is a guarantee ice proc after 5 consecutive hits, so I guess that's the trade-off.
Hey!
Oh man, I did not pay attention. My bad. I should have been paying more attention. If I was paying more attention, I wouldn't have died. Since I'm forced into a medium build unless it's the rapier. But the hammer's great. It's not as good as the great axe, but it's good because it's faster than the great axe. Plus, I need to change the actual war on the hammer. because it'd be better on a different Ash War. Chilling Mist is great, but it just works better on the Rapier. The Rapier with Chilling Mist is just the best Ash War for it. Or the one where you get healing by poking repeatedly. Since I can alter the status of the weapon itself. Kind of like this. I like this Ash War quite a lot, actually, because it does this. See? That's a pretty good Ash of War, actually. And if I do this, it does transfer the status. Any status I put on my weapon, say Black Flame, and I slam down with the Quake, it will cause a Black Flame Quake. See? So it's a good way to proc Rot and Black Flame. And it breaks poison, so. Not to mention, people wouldn't think too much about it, as you would think. I have to find the right weakness for the enemy I'm fighting. Because if I don't, my status won't get the max amount of damage output. And since I'm using sorceries and incantations, and the staff I'm using is a sorcery incantation staff, both talismans are activated by that staff, incantation staff. Damn it. Yeah, he's trying to keep me alive, but bro, you need to summon the other guy too. See, his weapon is not strong enough. I can try to proc Rot, right? I could try to proc any status element. And I think he's weak to lightning because his armor has a really high really low lightning defense, because that's Flame Knights have a very, very low lightning defense. Quake is actually pretty fast. I'm kind of wanting to see what this can do. I should probably change my armor to something more fitting, because it's okay, it's working out, but not in the way I want it to, right? I mean, it's a good armor. And I wanted to change my armor, that's right. So I could take more of a punishment. Because not many people are playing anymore, so everyone's desperate for help. I'm not kidding, everybody. Some people are really desperate for some help right now. But since the game's on its, you know, end. I know the snake guy, Mesmere, is weak to Holy on the second, but in the first half he's not. I should just probably proc Ice. Because Quake does a lot of stance damage or poise damage, where the gravity one does very little damage to poise or stance because of how potent.
Hey!
I'm facing this guy. Uh-oh. Yeah, we rotted him immediately. He's weak to get rot, period. Obvious reasons, everything in this game is weak to rot and black flame. And death. It's away. They're the three status effects that are absolute. Death, rot, and black flame is sort of a sort of a imitation death that burns away everything down to the soul. And the black flame, I guess, is supposed to be the flame of humanity. You know, Dark Souls, how they had the smallest flame for the pygmy of humans. That's the black flame, or what's left of it. It's just a tiny little spark. That's why black flame is so weak compared to actual death itself. It's just an imitation. But nothing in the game is immune to rot, or death, or the black flame. If it's a god, it hurts even more. Because it eats away at the soul. So, yay! Black flame is... I have a high resistance, but I'm not immortal. Motherfucker, you're pulling too much aggro. I forget what this thing's weak to. Is it ice? I didn't die though. Oh, fuck me. I'm trying, but he's always like trying to go for the mage. And I'm trying to keep aggro, but my weapon's not keeping aggro, though I'm doing a decent amount of damage. I just gotta know the weakness for the monsters. If I knew the weakness like I do in Monster Hunter, I would write down every weakness of every creature in a grid based off your armor. You see, in Monster Hunter, a full set of armor has the same strengths and weaknesses of the monster you made it from. So you can find out the monster's weakness by looking at if it's negative 20 to water, its weakness would be water. If that made sense, right? Same goes for this game. If I know the weakness, I can use it to my advantage. But my weapon's running out of its status effect too fast. So going with the old talisman route to know I procced the status, extend the status, regain my FP, but this is not as important. So I can change this out for any status element, any weapon, any talisman I want. Like this one. This will make that more stronger. And it takes very little FP, right? So if I did this... Wait a minute. They're all dead. 1 second. I need to find a victim. This hits harder than you think. See what I mean by hits hard? And its range is large. See? That's what I mean, like, there's options. Quake is actually really good. I guess it depends on the weapon, because it does give you a status and poise. A status hit with a poise status that Quake produces, and it probably is better for a strength weapon, because I'm going for full quality here. I guess I could just let it go for strength, because all my stats may be 30, right? But that doesn't really affect much, because I'm still hitting as hard as possible. I can switch over to strength and still get the same status out of it. I need to check. Yeah, I'm doing chunks. I'm gonna do extra damage because I'm double procking here. See? Boom. Gotta run. Okay, repock holy. I was off by just a little bit. Down you go. Quake is actually pulling some weight. I'm like, yeah, Quake is a great poise breaker. It's just like you slam it down if you hit him with it, and then the quake happens. I don't know if it gets bigger or not because I haven't tested it fully. Because Quake was not really used, and that's why I grabbed it. Like, I don't want to see what Quake can do. But everyone goes for the gravity thing, but the gravity thing's poise or stance damage is very minimal. I think it's like 20 per shockwave, which is decent. It can give you 100, yes, but a lot of enemies' poise is well into the 200s and shit. See, that level of damage is actually pretty good. But if I want, I can give it I think an S rank and a different stat. But since all my stats are equal, it'll have this weird effect on it. I'll show you. Quake. S is strength. Quake's also B and B on keen and quality. See how the number just switches back and forth between extra damage and standard damage? But standard is just But this is S, right? Watch. Watch how much this hurts now. See? Doesn't hit as hard now, does it? Don't you find this odd? I mean, it still hits like a goddamn truck, don't get me wrong. And if I wanted to, I could actually increase its strength just by just doing this. Give it some blood flame, which is considered towards the strength for some reason. Don't ask me, I don't know why. And whoa, there's a... Oh, after Quake, there's a spinner? Oh, Quake has a spin attack afterwards. Now, if I do this and go back to quality, you'll see what I mean. It doesn't matter if I pick standard or not. It don't matter. It's just, for some reason, my setup just says pick whatever the fuck you want. See, look. 301 physical. It does slightly more damage on a standard than it does with strength, so... Yeah, many people don't know that Quake has that heavy secondary attack is on Quake. I just found that out myself. I was pressing buttons and was like, wait, I get a little extra something? And it closes distance. So... I gotta try this out more. Quake, I think Quake has been slept on too. But quality, this thing fucking hums. Just insta kill. See? It's going over 1,500. With strength, it doesn't. With standard, it does. And with quality, it's even further. Get it? Yeah, either I can go for the Old Lord's Talisman, which lets me, have my status on my weapon last longer. Black Flame lasts 14 seconds instead of 7. This lasts over 120 seconds, and then some. And because of Quake, this happens. For some reason, the status applies in the Quake. The Quake itself will apply the status effect of whatever's on my weapon. Damn it. Really? Oh well. Their running attack's impressive with that weapon. But yeah, I could use any status effect in Quake. The very quake of the wave will cause status buildup. The initial dropping of the hammer into the ground causes status buildup. The quake itself causes status buildup. And apparently the heavy attack that comes after will cause status buildup. Causing a massive amount of goddamn damage. The only problem about that cold weapon armament is it's dog shit. And it does feel that way. But the fact it only takes 5 hits ever. No other ways around it. It's just 5 hits. Two, 3, 4, 5. Proc to ice. And then proc to rot. Yeah. It's a guaranteed frost for 5 hits. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's interesting, to say the least. This thing's dealing bonkers damage. So I guess ice armament's just a guarantee of frost proc, so you can get the 20% more damage after 5 hits, no matter what. And I guess that guarantees a better thing. Because everyone's like, oh, frost armament, this is terrible. But a guaranteed frost proc, no matter how high your stats are on an enemy after 5 hits, is nothing to sneeze at. And certain Ashes of War can feed off that and cause ice buildup anyways, because it counts as a hit. Like Quake. That's ice damage that's coming out of it. Problem is, well, they're not surviving the shockwave of it, so it's not proccing ice because they're dying faster than it could proc. Which I find interesting. A guaranteed frost proc, no matter what, for the 20% damage increase on your opponent. Just from 5 hits, no matter what. Where Chilling Mist is a timer set for as long as you're taking the ice buildup. But this is pretty much, I hit you 5 times, you're gonna get iced. The itsy bitsy spider scorpion came to my face. The itsy bitsy scorpion spider got destroyed. Yeah, many people don't realize Quake actually has a nice secondary attack after you use it. There's a heavy attack afterwards. Come on, itsy bitsy. I can use any status I want. See? 5 hits. And Quake counts into those 5 hits. Now, If you want, you can whip out the black flame too and go boop and boop and just send him flying for 5,000 damage like a baseball. This is insane. Like, how many of you use Quake? Like, honestly, how many use this Ash of War? I mean, you knew that the status effect passes with it. Just like how gravity also gave, the gravity waves and gravity pull and push on the Ashes of War, or the spinning gravity, yeah, the status effect applies to it too. That everyone seems to love. So, yeah, when it comes to, it also depends on your build. If you want to go for a strength, it can do strength S scaling with this hammer. Has S scaling and strength. But the thing is, I hit harder under quality. Because standard, you're hitting 301 with a 174 for the Quake. Heavy, you're hitting 262 with a 217 for the Quake. Keen is 279, and then 215 for the Quake itself. Where quality is 244 plus 255. For 252 for the Quake with a gigantic poise damage effect. Occult also gains A Arcane? Huh? How does A on Arcane? I gotta check this out. I gotta see how heavy this hits. Okay, it doesn't hit as hard. It doesn't hit as hard as I was hoping. And you can't engrave it with anything. So, Occult will not let me use my status. I can use any status with these weapons, right? I can use Rot, I can use Poison, I can use Magic, I can use... But you have to stay within... You have to stay within these parameters. Standard, Heavy, Keen, and Quality. These four will allow you to use status effects on your weapon from your incantations and stuff. So if I add Magic to this hammer, it's now scaling with my Magic stat 2. Allowing me to do magic damage. On top of my Rot. Right now my hammer status setup is Rot, Magic, and Quality, which means I'm doing a lot of strength and dex and whatnot. But it's also scaling with Magic because of Magic on it. If I wanted to change that, I can now scale it with Faith. This is now scaling with Rot, Faith, and Dex, and Strength. And this will hit like a goddamn truck. Because everyone's weak to lightning for some ungodly reason in this game. I can change the scaling on my weapon by adding certain status. Which is weird because I can use any status I want. Any. I just have to apply it to the weapon like you would Monster Hunter. How you would apply it based off oils for sword and shield. It's an interesting thing to do because there's only 4 weapons that can give you Rot that you can add a Ash of War to that'll let you enchant it to get you not just Rot but any other status effect you desire. Even Rot Poison combo is a thing. Bleed Rot. Tick damage Rot. It just procs Rot no matter what. A Rot's a guarantee. And it has 65 Rot. But for some reason, if you apply Poison to the weapon, the Rot goes up. And so does the poison.
Hey! Hey!
Hey!
And see, if I apply this poison here... Hello, Asher. If I apply this poison... My weapon now will apply poison rot. Good. So right now my weapon's all poisoned up. And poison will last for 2.5 minutes. Because of the Lord's Talisman. My host died. How's it going, Asher, for you too? I just had a little depression this morning. I slept it off and felt better afterwards. I did find out that my blood pressure was 70/65 when I saw the doctor, and he nearly had a goddamn heart attack wondering how I was still alive standing in front of him. Like, how are you not dead? I'm like, this is normal for me. My blood pressure doesn't usually go over 90/72. For most people, they'd be in a coma. Me, that's normal. Well, that's accurate to what my real life is. Now, want to see something funny? I told you, lightning hits like a truck, right? Well, because of all these armaments changes I can make to my weapon, electrify. Watch this. Insta-killed them all for 2K. Because I changed the scaling from my weapon by changing its armament. I could change it to holy. And now it's scaling with faith with lightning and holy right now. But doesn't hit. And then I change it to poison. Now it's scaling with arcane. But the weird bug about this is there's a weird bug, right? If I have poison on this weapon, my rot is now higher. If you use poison on one of these rot weapons, one of the only works on these rot weapons, right? If you add poison armament to a rot weapon that has rot scaling, what they don't tell you about that is that the weapon itself, when it scales, instead of 65 Scarlet Rot, it's 95. It adds 30 rot to it, though it's poison. For some reason, the weapons can't differentiate the poison from the rot. So the rot is being scaled by 30 on top of you getting 60 poison scaling, making these weapons the most powerful rot weapons in the game. This also works for this giant goddamn axe. Add poison, and the rot will actually go higher than what it is. It has 65 scaling for rot. Now it's 95 plus 30 plus 60 poison. And it's a big heavy weapon that causes me to be medium loaded for 55 because the damn axe weighs 20 pounds. You know, the same amount of weight it does for me to get in the morning to take a piss. See how hard that just hit? Also, you see these shockwaves, right? There are every shockwave right there, every last shockwave applies rot and the status you put on the weapon. So it's applying rot and poison with every shockwave on top of it. And if I decided to, I could decide this and go ice. And now when I use the shockwave, like this, if they get hit 5 times, it will apply frost. Because for some reason, frost armament is the most weirdest spell in the game, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is a terrible spell." It's a guaranteed frost proc, if you get hit 5 times with it. Period. It does not matter how high your resistance is. 5 hits, frost proc. It just says, screw your bullshit, I'm gonna proc frost in 5 hits. That's if they survive the strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got procced with frost. It's a guaranteed 5-hit proc. That's what's giving it all its strength. That's where Frost Armament's strength truly lies. The Frost Armament just says, fuck you, I proc Frost in 5 hits. No matter what. It works on bosses in that way too. A guaranteed Frost proc in 5 hits is insane. And on top of that, it goes through with your Ash of War. Five. Procced Frost. Now it's 20% weaker. Guaranteed. And it does apply with the Ash of War. So yeah. Frost Armament got the short end of the stick because we didn't understand what it actually was doing. I don't know about you, but a guaranteed frost proc for the 20% damage buff, no matter what resistance you have, is pretty powerful. You just gotta hit 5 times in a row without them using their boluses or their other removables. So just to say, guaranteed frost proc, ice armament, guaranteed. If they don't use a bolus or flame cleanse me or a status remover, it will just proc frost. 5 hits, all you need. No matter what weapon you use, 5 hits. Use a dagger, 5 hits, frost proc. Fast and easy, right? Chilling Mist is fast too, but they have to stand in that crap. Black Flame is another story entirely. Black Flame is the death status, like the chip for death, which automatically does chip damage, but people don't realize Black Flame, if you can manage to hit it, I've only done it twice ever, the flame that you put in your hand before you whip it on your weapon is damage. Problem is, I struggle to get that to strike because when you're moving it from your hand to your weapon, it counts as a damage frame. A single damage frame. And you could do damage to it. To someone that gets too close to your face. Which is weird. Because the flame explodes onto your weapon. Also, Black Flame scales with strength for some reason. I don't know why. That's why I'm doing extra damage with it. It's like, it's scaling with my 30 strength, but I'm quality, so it's scaling with strength, dex, faith, intelligence, and arcane. It's so weird. Black Flame also does chip damage over time, so... The lore is I believe the lore is Black Flame is a weaker substitution for death. For the Death Flame. But also I think I found information that Black Flame is also represent of is also that of the Dark Souls series. If you know Dark Souls and the flame of the pygmy and the Dark Souls, the Black Flame's a remnant of that. So yeah, Black Flame is a remnant of Dark Souls. Of Dark Souls 3 when it ended and went to darkness. Black Flame is that. But a tiny little flickering flame that's left. It's weak and not that powerful. Are you not going to skip, good sir?
Been a long while.
Oh, this must be his first time. But yeah, the Black Flame is Dark Souls and Dark Souls canon ending of number 3. The flickering flame of humanity that's left, that slowly eats away at you, and maybe a substitution, an artificial, to the flame of death. But it is human's death. We always try to make artificial versions of everything.
Be assured, the Elden Ring resteth close at hand.
I'm gonna hit like a goddamn truck on him, by the way. You're about to see me rock this motherfucker. I'm gonna proc rot. I'm gonna proc any status effect I have on my weapon.
I am returned.
Oh, you got a big axe? I got a big axe. But mine does a lot more than yours. Black Flame hurts a god more than anything. Told you I hit hard. And Black Flame you can apply while moving. Okay, Black Flame. Even the other guy knows it too. Don't focus me! I'm gonna die, damn it! I'm dodging it just fine. I don't know about these guys though. He's immune to holy, so lightning and... Oh boy. I'm trying to get myself some more rot capability. Of course he stepped on me. I'm trying to get rot to proc because I want to help him, but I increased my I put poison on it because it increases rot, and then he got me by stepping on my skull. But yeah, being able to change status elements on my weapon to change its scaling is so... It's interesting and neat. I don't know if people are watching or not because the number keeps flickering around on my screen. It goes from 0, 1, 3, 0. It's like either people are coming and going or people are there. It's just YouTube sometimes shows 0 when people are watching me. I'm not kidding. I had 100 people watching me one time before. And that was rare for me. And it still said 0. And I'm like, what? What's going on here? Yeah, that axe did like 754 damage per swing, which is the bomb for this weapon because it's good. Because I could have this scale with other status. Because since I could swap the status of this weapon to standard, heavy, or whatnot, it can strength scaling, dex scaling for keen, and standard scaling. EA or EC or DC? I'll go with standard and see how hard that hits. These are unique weapons to say the least. Time for a test. See, that does a lot of damage still. And if I add a status effect to it, it'll change the thing. So if I wanted to, since it's scaling with dex and I add black flame, it will scale it with strength. Or it will add strength scaling to it for some reason. Doesn't remove the scaling it already has. See? That's what I mean. It altered my scaling. So if it alters my scaling, depending on what status effect I add to my weapon, is that a bug? Because so now it's quality. See? And it's black flame. And black flame, for some reason, tilts towards strength. I don't know why black flame tilts towards strength. Black flame will tilt towards strength. Blood flame tilts towards strength and dex. It altered my strength and dex by altering it towards strength and dex. That's what blood flame will alter it to that. And then if I add poison, it adds it to arcane scaling. And lightning and sacred, lightning adds dex. Will add dex and faith. Where holy will only add faith. So, and if I do this, now my weapon is scaling towards dex, faith, and intelligence. Not faith, I mean. Right now, my weapon will be secretly scaling itself to intelligence, strength, and dex. Because I added magic to it. Magic damage. Like, it altered my scaling. So if a creature is highly immune to magic, I don't use the magic armament or ice. Though ice armament does not affect your scaling because the ice armament is for frost proc, period. It procs frost. That's all it does. gives you the extra 20 damage and whatnot. But the fact the other armaments will alter your scaling and stat and what it does is so weird. Blood Flame scales for Faith and Arcane and Dex or something like that. It like alters the scaling and causes the damage to change. I don't know why. So if an enemy's weak to one of the status effects you add to your weapon, it's gonna hurt a lot more than it would have normally, because your scaling would also alter itself towards that degree. Poison, for some reason, heavily changes it to Arcane. Or Magic, it just makes it scale with Intelligence, and Frost doesn't scale with anything. Frost armament just lets you proc Frost.
Hey!
So once you proc Frost, you can whip it off. Come on.
Hey!
Yeah, so I procced Frost on the big giant worm because it only takes 5 hits. Which is weird, because Frost Armament is pretty much apply Frost. That's all you would use Ice Armament for. It scales with nothing. Ice Armament is, I don't scale with jack shit, but I will proc Frost for you. That is what Ice Armament does. The other armaments I'm using alters my scaling towards that status while keeping my original scaling. So if I have quality on a weapon like this axe, which is BB, and I put magic on it, I get B intelligence scaling on top of the weapon all of a sudden, and my quality kicks in even harder. Because people don't realize this, but scaling quality does not apply only to Dex and Strength. If you scale quality, it means anything, any quality stats, any attribute scaling that matches the same as another will quality scale to that. Yes, it shows it will show the quality scaling goes for being Strength and Dex. But they don't tell you that if any other thing is in the same grade, scaling attribute-wise, to BB, or like AAA or BBB, if it matches, it will quality scale to that too. So if you say you have B Intelligence and B Faith, that's quality scaling. Quality scaling is anything of the same scaling grade. So let's say you have Smith's Grip weapon. It says E. That's quality. It's scaling with quality. Automatically. Now when you alter the scaling, though, it will lose that. It's really complicated on how that works. That's why people like quality, not realizing why. If you have three grades that are all scaling with each other, quality is probably your best bet to get the most out of it.
Hey!
So this is a lightning death dragon, so I probably want to scale with magic. Now my weapon's scaling with dex, strength, and intelligence, on top of being rot. You have to enter the dream, my dude. See? I'm scaling with intelligence, dexterity, and strength right now. And because the Lord's Talisman, this is gonna last a long time. See? The scaling changed to magic. Magic strength and dex. Which all scaled B. Because believe it or not, for some fucking weird reason, when you add the armaments attribute, it scales with the most common scaling you have on your weapon. So if it's BB and I add magic, it's going to be B intelligence scaling. Which is another weird effect these armaments have. That's the only scaling it can choose from. So this is B intelligence scaling with magic. So if I do this, it's gonna hit hard. That's why you want to make it quality when you're using these armaments. You want to make it quality so the scaling is equal to your lowest scaling. And not many people know that the armament scaling is determined by your lowest status scaling. So if my status scaling is B on strength and intelligence, it's going to be B when I add the armament status. So if I add poison to this weapon, it's going to get a scaling in arcane of B. That doesn't seem very high, but since it's all Bs, it counts as quality, which gives it even more of a boost. Same for lightning. It will scale with B while altering, also enhancing my dexterity and scaling it B with faith. But my strength will still stay B. So I guess my dexterity will go up a grade to C? No, not C, but A. Which will undo the quality a little bit. No, it's just the best way for this weapon. I mean, it's a rot weapon that I made quality so I can add other status elements to it. And if I add, let's say this, lightning, it's now scaling B strength, A dexterity, and B faith. And now it's scaling with B faith because my lowest scaling is B. Whatever your armaments here, electric, holy, all these will give itself scaling based off your lowest attribute scaling. A holy means I'll get faith is B because my lowest scaling is B, and that's it. Because this scales, holy scales only with faith. So I give him Faith B scaling added to my weapon with B quality and B strength. So I got B, 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 and which activates the quality aspect of the weapon completely. Meaning right now I'm swinging with a B grade strength, dex, and Faith's weapon. Which will alter my status. If I add poison, not only is it bugged out and gives me 95 rot buildup, it's now scaling with B arcane, B strength, and B dexterity. Because my lowest scaling for this armament to choose from for my poison is a B. Now if you have any weapon with lower scaling like E, the armament will choose that as its scaling. So it's still really good. And I have to keep in mind my scaling is gonna change. Which I found fascinating that it does that. And this will not happen with any other status other than the armaments. The armaments are the only thing that does this. Because your armament needs a stat to go off of. And if you already have a stat in that stat, it just either raises it up one because it's all equal for some reason, or keeps it at that level. Or it can actually cause more issues since it goes off your weakest. But if you already have a stat there, like my poison will give me an arcane of B because I don't have one. And it looks at my attributes and goes, okay, he has the lowest attribute he has is B, so this is going to be B with arcane. I'm like, okay. Which just causes the buildup to go up for my rot. But you don't get to see it, but it still does it regardless of an extra 30 added to rot buildup. Which makes me wonder why that's happening. I wonder if it's a game program bug or something, because it would make it very interesting that the rot weapons, of all weapons, the rot weapons I'm using are probably the most powerful rot weapons in the game. Since I'm using rot, bleed, poison, ice, and flame on top of lightning and whatnot. Oh god, am I gonna die right off the bat? Oh man, I can't do that to this poor bastard. I need to give myself bestial vitality real quick. Maybe I just switch to Black Flame. Black Flame does more damage. Though I can cause bleed with this one, but this bleed weapon is altering my status attributes on top of it. But Black Flame only gives me extra strength attribute on top of my B scaling. My dexterity still B regardless. The downside is it's scaling my strength up to A, which is not a bad thing. Fuck me. Lord's Talisman can only do so much work. Damn. It probably would have not been a good idea for me to take the heaviest goddamn axe I have. Because Black Flame scales with strength. Don't ask me why. The Black Flame armament scales with your strength. Also with fit, and it gives you B, and it will give you the lowest scaling you have in faith. My lowest scaling would be a B, so it would give me B faith scaling. And the Lord's Talisman gives me 30% longer time on any buffs. Yeah, people don't realize the Lord's Talisman is just an extended timer on any buffs, body buffs, or auras, or enchantments, or whatnot you do to yourself. Like, when I add something to my armament, the Lord's Talisman just gives it a 30% longer time. This talisman right here, the old Lord's Talisman, extends spell effect duration. That includes armament buffs, aura buffs, and body buffs will be extended because of this talisman by 30%. That's why my Black Flame lasts 14 seconds instead of 7. Which is 50% for some reason, but the game's like, you could have it. Because this hammer, you're looking at this hammer and thinking, oh, that thing is crap, right? Because it's the rot hammer, and everyone like takes a gigantic dump on the rot hammer. But the rot hammer, exactly not a pushover. It does the same as the axe does, hits just as hard, or harder, depending on what you do with it. And I can alter its status, or its scaling, depending on what I add to it. I could cause bleed, poison. It just lets me use anything. Boom. Now it's scaling with it got a dexterity boost and a faith boost. And then bop. Bop. And the shockwave quake also gets a boost from it because it'll apply the lightning to it. Any status you add to this weapon, like its rot, is applied to its quake too. Its rot quake will apply rot in its quake. It'll apply some rot buildup. I altered the status, now it has A in dexterity. So the scaling is not really quality anymore, unless you count it as a B quality in faith and strength, because they're sharing the same status scaling. Attribute scaling for quality only applies if they are sharing the same scaling grade. And that's why Smith's Grip daggers are E. That's quality actually. That is a quality scaling, because all the grades are E. And they will feed off all 4. Now, if you have one that's higher than E, then it will scale towards that more than it will the other 3, unless it's quality, and then it'll scale off whatever's the 3 that are all E, and the B, well, it will use it, but it won't scale as heavy towards it.
Hey!
So that's what people don't realize. Quality scaling is anything of the same grade scale. That includes intelligence, faith, arcane, not just dexterity and strength. And I feel that a lot of people don't realize that's what quality really means. It kind of shows you only strength and dex, and that's misleading. It's anything that scales of the same grade. that host die already? The host died so fast and I was taking it to the face while using Quake. Oh yeah, and the Quake Ash of War gives you hyper armor. Like a great sword hyper armor, actually. Quake will give you great sword level hyper armor. So remember that when you use Quake. You will stand there and slam that into the ground without a P for the purpose of using dex weapons with great shields. No shield poking, no. Shield poking is fine. Just don't go to the level of shield poking is fine. Don't go what's the Radagon DLC level shield poke with the fingerprint shield or spike shield with poke with a spear, because that's for beating Radagon, not for PvP. Well, the reason people use the fingerprint shield is because you can add an Ash of War and change its status. Up your butt. Oh yeah, you could just kick it, or you can actually there's ways to break a shield by using certain stuff, not just kick. There's some Ash of Wars that will do it regardless. Will start breaking down people's stamina. Kick is like the best way, but any stomp will do it too. Because stomp and kick, kick is way more powerful, but stomp could do the same effect. Yeah, it could just say, screw that. Or you can use a whip and just ignore the goddamn dude's shield in general. Just start whipping him. It's like, yeah, your shield ain't gonna block nothing now. I'm using a whip. Whips, flails, and sides say, fuck your shield. I'm still gonna do damage.
Hey!
Come on, dude, before you run out. You gonna go in? You got a full squad. Let's go. Damn it. Every time. Why me? I'm alive! I'm not alive! Why me? Why would I do to you? Motherfucker took it personally like I made fun of his mama or something. I walk in, that motherfucker looks at me and goes, you. I'm like, what did I fucking do to you? I just got here! Dear Lord! Motherfucker saw the rot weapon and like took it personally. Yeah, I hate when that happens. A boss is like, I will not stop until you're dead. I would prefer if you did. Please don't, sir. I do not want to be violated. Was it because that guy that has a fur dog helmet? Is it because he's a furry? Does Blythe hate... Does he hate furries? Motherfucker! It doesn't really matter what armor I wear, but getting something lighter would be nice right now. Stat-wise, it's good down the board. This hammer is 1018, by the way. Holy crap. These are just good gauntlets. They're light and they give you good stat upgrades. And so does this wolf helmet. This wolf helmet's probably the third best helmet I've seen in the game. It just, you have to live as a furry. Look at that double poise break. I broke his poise after breaking his poise. Wait, I thought that wasn't a thing you can do. I broke someone's poise while after breaking their poise. I thought you couldn't do that. Does Quake do that much poise damage? Yeah, the stick is glowing. Damn, that hits hard. I don't know why people don't like Quake. It's actually a really good Ash of War, but no one uses it. Even if you miss, you got a hammer swing afterwards. Like there's a heavy attack. If you use Quake and then use heavy attack right after, you'll get this spinning attack. Like this. And you'll knock him down. While applying any status element you have on your weapon. I'm applying Rot with Quake. How about I apply Lightning or Holy? Hey, I can apply Poison and Rot while doing Quake. It's weird. If they survive the hit, that is. It's not a really long range, but the fact you could do both. I wonder if people notice that my status elements last 30% longer than most. Lord's Talisman's neat because you know the poison mist. You know all those mist weapons you use, right? The chilling mist lasts longer in the air, by the way, by 30%. Because it's a lingering mist. That goes for poison mist and darkness. Will last longer because it's a duration thing. Like, Flame grant me strength at lasting 30% longer because the Lord's Talisman increases that by 30% longer time. I just find it weird how the weapon works with armaments and how it alters the very attributes themselves. I find that fascinating, really. Like, it's B scaling and B strength. Dex and strength are both B, but if I had poison, it gives me arcane of B scaling because for it to scale, you need an attribute scaling to give it to you. So the armament is applied a short time of a scale effect. And it gives you the lowest scaling that you have on the weapon, which for quality means B. Unless your weapon says it has E scaling, then yeah, it'll scale with E. It's just weird. Frost, on the other hand, Frost says, fuck you, no scaling, I'll just apply Frost in 5 hits. Long as you hit someone 5 times with the Frost attribute weapon. As long as you hit someone 5 times with this thing, granted they survive it, it will proc Frost. 5 hits. Downside is if someone's using fire, it'll unproc it, so So you gotta be careful with your teammates. Or they use a bolus or whatnot. I quadruple poise broke? I broke all 4 of the motherfuckers' poise. Simultaneously. Bend the knee. I didn't know I could multi-break poise with the Quake. Quake is an insane poise breaker. Ow. Bend the knee. It's the Rot Hammer. It's the only Rot Hammer in the game that applies Rot and allows you to use an Astral War on it. You must get in the secreted snowfields by beating a Colosseum Gladiator. A Colosseum Gladiator wields this weapon in the desecrated snowfields around the first grace when you get in there. And he's near a graveyard. You kill him, he drops the hammer. It gives you both rot. It gives you rot buildup on top of it. And it lets you change the Ash of War. Yeah, it is cool looking, actually. Damn, I can't hit him fast enough to apply the— oh, my teammate's using fire! My teammate's using fire. It's hard to proc ice on someone using fire. You're undoing my work. Yeah, those rot weapons, are very easy to get if you get to the desecrated snowfields. There's a gigantic axe. There's a hammer. There's a gigantic heavy goddamn 30-pound staff that will scale massively towards strength. It's the ultimate bonk weapon. If you're a bonk user and you want a rot weapon, there's a giant rot staff that is the peak of bonk. It weighs about 35 pounds though, so you'll be medium loaded wearing nothing. This hammer though, this hammer is the Great Hammer Rotted Battle Hammer. It's a great hammer. It's the fast great hammer too. It's only 10 pounds. And you will find it right up here. Right when you come out here, you'll find it in the graveyard. Around here somewhere. I believe it's right here is where the graveyard is. Yeah, you see all these little graves right here. You'll find the hammer here. And if you want the gigantic cool looking axe, it's right here. You can even put, you could push them off the edge and get him to fall and pick it up then. But yeah, you gotta pick him up. So you can kill the one with the hammer here. It's along here. He has a giant bonk staff. It's heavy. Very, very heavy. But it will give you a massive advantage if you want to make the big strength bonk rot. For me to get to that, I would have to go through the Halic tree all over again. I mean, I could do that right now while I wait to be summoned. I'll go through the Halic tree. What I found out funny is I have not seen anyone do a playthrough of always activating invasions and being invaded with tongue while you're trying to play the game from beginning to end at all times. Like literally, you'll invade randomly while you're trying to beat the main game, the base game, while you're constantly being invaded with Taunter's Tongue and invading someone else all the time. I have never seen anyone do that run, which would be a cool run. I should grab this while I'm at it. Having 2 sets won't hurt me none. Also, there's a rot sword. It's a poke sword that you can get. The soonest you can get rot weapons in this game, the earliest rot weapon you can get in the game is the dagger. Not the dagger, but this sword. Antspur Rapier. This is the soonest rot weapon you can get. It takes less than 10 minutes to grab right out the gate. Soon as you get out of there, out of the tutorial area, you can go and grab this weapon. And that rot sword is actually very powerful. And you can get it just by getting the Medactus medallion over here and over here. Run all the way up over here as fast as you can. Go to the lift, and then run all the way over here, and you get it over here by fighting a guy with a gigantic golem. You kill the guy, he will give you a full armor set and the weapon that gives you rot. And that weapon could carry you through the whole game. And it's pierce damage. The strongest damage type in the game, too. So you get yourself a nice pierce weapon, a rot weapon, and a weapon you can change the Ash of War to Chilling Mist if you want. Give it quality. You can give it quality. You can give it strength. You can give it dexterity or standard. And then you can apply any status element you want to it too. So there's a lot you could do, and the rapier is the soonest you can get. Now there's 4 weapons that have rot that allow you to change the Ash of War, and only 4. And the other 4 are set that way. They cannot change the Ash of War. They are just rot weapons for the sake of being rot weapons. I wish they allowed you to change the Ash of War and the crystal rot weapons. They could have limited it to anything that's not statusy, allowing you just to have rot on it, but you can change the way it works. But nah, crystal weapons are stuck the way they are, and it's stupid. I'm kind of falling in love with Quake. Ow, got an arrow in my butt! Fiona, please pull the arrow out of my butt. Ow, ow, ow. And my neck, apparently. Ow, ow. Ow, ow. Ow, ow. I figured. And you're thinking, oh no, 500,000 ruins. Mother in Christ, I have to tell you this now. I found a way to get unlimited ruins. It's not cheating, it's built into the game. Celebrate hammer. Get to the crescent-created snowfields as fast as you can with your celebrate hammer, and get the Ash of War. Fuck, what is that Ash of War? Where you put the hammer down on the ground and move forward like a vacuum cleaner, and get the enemy stuck in it. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but you only get in the crescent-created snowfields. If you get that and add it to Celebrate's hammer, you'll gain 20 runes per second while you're using it. And as long as you have the FP, you can just grind that infinitely. So, yeah. You could get unlimited ruins. That's how I got to level 201 within under 2 hours. It's because the Celebrate's hammer with that Ash of War is like a speedometer. It's just as many ruins as you want or need. No problems whatsoever. It's like watching someone hit the speedometer on a car. I have videos on it. It's the ultimate ruin farm. So yeah, you can always just use that if you want more ruins. And just have at it. Okay, I somehow gotta... Bitch! 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 I applied poison, by the way. And rot. No, wait. I applied rot right there. Not poison. So... she's dying a horrible death down there right now. If I wanted to, I could do this. Which increases the effect of rot buildup as well as gives me poison buildup. Because there's a bug. So, yay. God, think about that. You could hit anything with this weapon. Once you proc rot and poison, and since the Lord Talisman extends duration of that sort of thing, it will just devastate enemies. That is devastatingly painful to think about. Oh god, you got me. Ow. Yeah, you're invisible. Thing about being invisible means you're not immune to getting hit. There you are! Found you. Oh, did I break your poise? Boy thinks he's powerful. Ah, you got me again, motherfucker! I will get you! Damn it. That might be the end of me. Fuck you! Wait, since I have you here now... Nope. He went out the other way. I love how they're like, we're invisible, we're the best! Found you! That's one way to take him out! He gets close and Quake just goes, fuck it. I'll hit you even if you're behind me. Then turn around and smack you with this hammer. Knocking your ass on the ground. All that quick stepping don't do you shit if I stun lock you. I like Quake. I don't know why people don't use Quake. Can't poise break stagger. You can't poise through a stagger. Stagger staggers. Even if you're like, I have hyper armor, stagger. Oh. Yeah. How about no? I died, so this got deactivated, so let me just reactivate it. Yeah, right over there on that ledge is where you get the big axe with the rot. Is that right there on that edge? You can knock him down, he'll fall to his death. The only problem is I think you don't get the axe that way because you gotta pick it up. So you might lose the axe. You can throw him off over to the ice area down there, but there's a death bird at night there, so if you toss him off at night, you might have to like run around as fast as you can, grab it, and hope the death bird doesn't freaking destroy you. Because I believe that's the second strongest death bird in the game is right there. Or is it the strongest? Oh yay, Halic tree. Let's go. Since I teleported, I had to reactivate this. I think Quake is being slept on. It's a really good Ash of War. Pair it up with the right weapons that can give status effects and stuff. Hi. No. Bonk. Bam! This is probably the lightest great hammer I've ever seen. It's a 10-pound great hammer that swings like a sword. Why is it so light? It's like the fastest great hammer I've ever wielded. This says it's a great hammer. You got the great battle axe, you got a great hammer, you got a rapier, a dagger, some crystal swords you can't do nothing about. And a gigantic bonk stick that does rot. That you can change the Ash of War for. That I think may actually be the best bonk stick for the big strength builds ever.
Hey!
Because I got 3 of the 4 that you can alter.
You're beautiful.
Huh? Didn't he need help with the, boss? The only reason I have that up is to help anyone that needs it. I think people are sleeping on certain Ash of Wars are really good. But no one uses them for some reason. Probably because they were told online a lie and believed that lie. They're like, oh, this is a bad Ash of War, don't use it, it's weak, and it's like, never believe any of that bullshit. Everything in this game is good. You just gotta know what to use it with and how to use it. If you do that, you'll be fine. You will thrive. Off you go. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Yeah, I'm the hard, firm believer in From Software games. All the weapons are good, all of them. Even the simple little dagger that looks like it's barely made for butter. Great weapon. You have to you have to power stance it. Yes, and depending on the Ash of War you use is what gives it the power.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
You gotta drop down, my dude! Come on, nail it, nail it! Come on, come on, come on. You know if you come on down, if you hit the guy on the way down like that, if you actually hit the boss, it kills it. See, hyper armor. Oh, the host died! Shit, didn't see him die. See, it does... I know that creature's weakness is light. Like holy, so I switched to holy. But people don't know, if you jump down and do a strike and then motherfucker's underneath it when it hits, I've seen people one-shot the fucker, just boom, health bar gone. Because it takes all the damage build-up from the fall and gives it to you. And I'm like, that is... I can see why the enemy... is set all the way back to that door. Because if it didn't, it would instantly kill that boss every goddamn time. That means that motherfucker's weakness is gravity and someone bonking it on the way down. Like, incoming! Thud! Whoops. I landed on him with my fat ass. And I killed him with the clap of my cheeks. That means if you're smart and you're fighting that boss, try to keep him where their teammates would fall down on top of him if they attacked on the way down. That means all that fucking momentum's gonna go and insta-kill. You know how hard that is to do, though? That means that motherfucker's gotta stand still during that long fall, and you had to keep him in position so someone could drop down on him.
Hey! Hey!
Rashaka armor. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna die, but... But you see the hyper armor. Also, he'll miss you if you're between his legs or on his left leg. His left leg, for some reason... Is it right leg or left leg, like his father? He just can't hit you. Or if you're between his legs, he'll miss his swings because you're ducking underneath him. So yeah, crouch poking works on Consort Radon. Like, a lot. Okay, let's see if I can make it further down this time without... Oh god, I hate these ants. Did anyone know they could do that? I didn't know they can impale me. He grabbed me. I didn't know that was a thing. I've never been grabbed by a giant ant before. I'm trying to make it to the thing to check on my flask. Because I'm wondering something if my flask has anything I have on it that I may have wanted to switch out. Kitty, what are you doing? My cat adorably has a toy in her hand. She was playing with her toy and there's another toy in it. She looked down at it, wondering why her ball wasn't moving. And then picked it up very slowly and looked at me. Well, they died of rot before they could hit the bottom, so I guess that's a win. I can't tell if that's a win or not. Yeah, I had a different tier in there I shouldn't have been using. Yeah, granted, it gives me a damage boost if I hit multiple times, but the problem is I'm not hitting multiple times like I would like. Yeah, it does. Quick would activate it if I hit the whole damn thing, but it's not there long enough.
Hey! Hey!
Like, no matter what armor you wear, you more like want to either look good while you're fighting Radon or... These guys are going all out, pulling out all the stops. rolled. Wait, how did he one-shot me? I wonder how he one-shot me. Even with all the buffs, it just didn't. It's like, fuck it. Who cares? One-shot your ass. You know you can counteract the red lightning effect on your lightning attribute thing. You know how red lightning's different, right? And it causes your body to take a negative for it, correct? Well, you can remove it by buffing your body. If you buffed your body, it'll remove the negative. Like, Flame gave me strength after doing the lightning weapon upgrade. Armament upgrade or whatever it is, the red lightning. Here, I'll show you. You'll get the same effect without the negative. Which, for some will be like, oh. For others will be like, I did not know that. See, I'm using all armaments, right? If I wanted to replace this lightning with red lightning, which you can, without the negative aspect. If I can even use, I think I should be able to use it. Yeah, right here. Valkyrie's Dragon Bolt. Right? You're thinking, oh, that causes your negative aspect to take a lot of damage. Well, the thing is, you can literally tell the game to fuck off with that. What you do is you go to the lightning one. Now my stats took a negative. -4, right? Then this. Now the negative debuff is gone, but I gotta keep the lightning. I gotta keep the lightning on my weapon while taking no negative. Does consume a lot of FP. And red lightning lasts longer than regular lightning. Now it's worn off. I do it again. No negative. Isn't that neat? See, my negative is gone. It's back to 22. It's just a neat little thing you can do to get yourself some nice lightning upgrade. And it's good! He really... Whoa! Whoa! Question, why is everything kicking my ass so thoroughly right now? It's like, I can't take a hit for shit. I know I'm on New Game Plus 3. I know that. But this is getting ridiculous. At this point, it's like, fuck your stats. Dear Lord, have mercy on me. Yeah, people don't realize Bestial Vitality and Flame Give Me Strength stack onto each other. They let you have both. Because one's a regeneration and the other one's a body buff. Bestial Vitality is a life regeneration thing, not an actual body buff. So you can use that to your advantage. So hopefully that helps you guys too to find out that Bestial Vitality and Flame Gives You Strength or Flame Protect Me will stack with each other. Though any healing buff that you add to yourself, Bestial Vitality will override. Because that's a healing buff, not a body buff.
The thing shake when they are, but no matter for my. Now let the world.
Yeah, but the wrought axe, rapier, hammer, and staff are really fun. They're really cool weapons and really fun. I just have to run to the Halig tree, beat the giant tree sentinel thingy. The big tree thingy, whatever it is, with the walking roots, with the big bonk staff, and that's the 4 rot weapons that could change their Ash of War. And when you do change them, boy, is it worth it, because you'll build rot on top of just getting a different moveset. And it's the ultimate bonk weapon. Like, if you're a true strength build, that is your orgasm weapon. You see that weapon, you go, oh yeah, daddy want bonky stick. Also, it gives rot. So, what's not to like?
Hey! Hey!
You see just all the buffs I just applied to myself? And it's rot. It's a rot weapon that lets you do that. Yeah, he got me. The only downside is these weapons will weigh you a lot. They're heavy. The lightest weapon you can do is the rapier is only 3 pounds. It has low rot, but you can change the Astral Ward to like chilling mist or whatnot, and it's great. Or since wait, I'm gonna try something real quick. Yeah, you don't lose your ruin, so the rapier can actually probably be overpowered because that thing is so light and agile of a weapon. I wonder what happens if I start just bleeding people out for health reasons. Watch, I'll show you. My brain is thinking right now. Chilling Mist is fine and all, but can I can use blood tax on quality. I may have just made the most monstrous weapon ever. Let's add bleed and fire to a weapon that will give me blood tax. And it's also a thrusting weapon. That's quality. Huh. This is and I'll heal for it too, by the way. I could proc any status element with this while using blood tax. Just keep thrusting to heal while causing a status element. It's like, oh boy. It's already a thrusting weapon.
Hey!
See? I can heal while causing bleed buildup and rot. That's actually fucking vicious. Blood taxing rot bleed? How about I bleed you while burning you and then actually healing from doing that? The hell? Also in a duel, don't use consumables. That's a no-no. It's not officially an honorable duel if you have to use a consumable. You're supposed to use your weapons and skills, aka spells and whatnot. That's insane. I'm medium loaded because of it though, which is not bad actually. But if I change this, I could be light loaded. You're kidding me. I'm light loaded with this build. This is a light load somehow. Look at me go! Light loaded! So, I apply status. I apply a status to this weapon. Then I use this. Wow. That's ridiculous. You know what's weird is they give you this instead of just letting this door open over here. You could have just had this door open, then we walk all the way up back to the top. I don't see why you had to do it the other way. That's insane. This is an insane build. Holy crap. Medium loaded I understand because my weapons are heavy, right? The weapons I'm trying to wield are insanely overweighted, oversized, because they're great weapons. They're like the heavy shit. Everyone medium loaded with that shit all day and night. And it works. They won't let you put messages down on her bed, by the way. You know why they don't let you put messages down on her bed? Because people got dirty with it. Yeah, you assholes got dirty with the bed stuff, and now no one gets to have it. Damn it. You had to ruin it for everybody else over here. Why did you have to ruin it for us guys, huh? Why? Can't have nothing nice, can we? All we did on the bed, though, is put a little figure saying comfort, love ahead and stuff like that while we're laying our head on her lap. No, no joke. We just put our messages that we would lay our head on her lap. And my God, From Software did not like that. First I did is put my head on her lap. God forbid a lap pillow. I was just doing the trope of Japanese. I'm just trying to help people out. Are we gonna skip this and go straight to the fun part? Okay. This guy has flimsy poise. Ow. Damn it! I didn't realize I took that much damage. Yeah, they got this. For one, he got procced rot, by the way. So that rot is ticking away even long after I'm dead. I'm taking a lot of damage, though. Which is weird, because my stats I can raise up really high, but for some reason, no matter how high I raise my stats to take more damage ability, the game's like, don't care, you're still gonna take this much damage. Oh, I'm weak to pierce with that on. Hopefully that helped, though.
Greetings, great. I am circumst great. Perhaps you do.
Oh, I've never talked to her till now.
Where I come. Ah.
I don't mind.
You are very warm.
So are you.
What you though it is, come back. I will take.
But looks like I have a job to do now. By the way, what message I just sent? It looked questionable right in front of her, by the way. Is that guy cheating? Or is he just latency at? God, I just break poise. I'm literally just, fuck you, I break your poise. See what I mean by, like, I'm taking a lot of damage. Yeah, Rivers of Blood ain't as good as you think. The tampon is pretty bad. Poor Kevin.
I am pleased to see. Would you like the blessing? Would you like...
Aww. I made such a wholesome message. It looks like I'm hugging her. Oh my god, that's adorable. It's just a hug message. I made a hug message. Oh, just so sweet. There, I saved a clip. While I'm streaming. Can I make more of them? Or will it take away my old messages? No, they stay. I want more hugs. I want to add more hugs.
Greetings. Are you here for... Greetings. Are you here for... I can hear a hound. You should keep your... I know you should...
There's gotta be a better, You gotta know my placement here in a second. See, that emote won't work. Um... There, I'm her loyal bow wow.
Well, I took you. No matter about you're up.
Can't duplicate any Ash of War right now. I can later on if I get the right things. Oh, yeah, you can see I got them all. I would prefer this, but for some reason I don't have it. Is it on a different weapon of mine? You see, I got a lot of Ashes of War, so. See, I got that weird wing one. How I know what I'm looking at? You get used to it. There it is. Yeah, I had it on this. Yeah, that's what I thought was available. Oops, I better switch over to my other lightning one. There we go. It's good and all, but compared to the regular lightning one, and you can get rid of the debuff, so it works out. Yeah, kind of curious if that would work out, though. It pulls them in so I could use the heavy attack to swing afterwards. And since the gravity pull thing also causes the enemy to stagger, and it has the effect of rot or frost or whatever I have on my weapon at the time, like lightning. If I pulled you in, if that person got hit with the pull in with the gravity, would get hit with lightning. And then I would swing around and nail him. Wow, that's quick.
Greetings. Are you here?
Lightning won't help you from the rot buildup. See? That's why I wanted that Asher War over the other gravity one. Because for some reason people are scared of that one, but it does pull you into my attacks. So yeah, that's the thing though. About this build, you have to fear my weapon giving you rot. My weapon could give you poison. My weapon can use lightning. My weapon could use fire. My weapon could use bleed. My weapon could chip away at your health. My weapon could use ice. My weapon could also use holy. My weapon could also use magic. Like, that's insane, a degree of power right there. And it's not even OP, it's like, okay. Lower's Talisman just makes it last longer. Kindred of Rot Exaltation is because I could cause poison or rot. I'm gonna cause rot 99% of the time. So, I have rot equipped. And the fact it's a gravity move means that the gravity will work on it. But now I have this, I'm going to go here and then do this with quality as well, giving both rot great weapons rot. Gravity rot. because it will cause gravity damage on top of it. So it's doing every status element in the book. Like any and all status elements in this game, I could do. I could do them all. If you don't have this particular staff, you can get a normal staff that you like to use, and a seal, and switch between them, between the two, between your staff and seal, and you'll be fine with the same effect. It's just you'll have to switch to the staff to use the magic and ice upgrades, which is the only two, and the rest are incantations. I want to do something particular here. Let me just... I want to get the message, a good message, and... It's on the wrong side. Damn it. I need to be over here. Message. There. Now when I check the message, it should look like a dog. You know. What the? Nope. God damn it. There we go. There, now she has a dog. Woof. Loyalty ahead.
Well, I took you for dead no matter about you're up.
Though Quake is a good move. If you have Quake, it's not a bad moveset. It does break poise better than anything I've found so far. I don't know, I think I might prefer Quake over the Gravity Well.
Hey!
See, I changed over to magic and he took more damage. So I can switch my status attributes at will. But I think that's enough for me. I need to get something to eat. It's 10 o'clock at night and my stomach's growling. A nice cheddar hot dog would sound good. With some melted cheese and broccoli on the side. Don't judge me. I need to eat my vegetables. But yeah, I helped a few out. Yeah, I want to test Quake out in a PvP match real quick. Because for some reason, I really like Quake. It's not fancy, it doesn't keep going like the other one does. But it just breaks the living goddamn hell out of your poise. Just want to try a quick PvP match and see how that works out. Kind of look like a little ratty dog, don't I? I wish it went up my arm. Visually, this one goes all the way up your arm. Hmm. See, your sorcery scaling is also your incantation scaling. So depending on your scaling determines how powerful your incantations or spells will be. Because the staff thing that lets me change between the two.
Hey! Hey!
But that's pretty clever what he did. He put a bear claw in one hand and the sword on the other. I want to see if I can get Quake to pop off real quick. Also, I want to see something with the staff difference here. Let me just check my sword chest here. $180, $181. That skilling is 222, 184, 188. 228. 265, 273. 274, 273, 265. So I had the best scaling thing on me. I could have this equipped because it doesn't weigh anything.
Hey!
Ah, he got me. Yeah, if I kept switching through, I probably would have found something more effective. I know Black Flame works. I understand that Black Flame always works. Hello, Falco Kai. Hello, Falco Kai. I just found some weapons that some rot weapons that let you use any status element you want, and they build off each other, so it's great. I could poison, rot, bleed, magic, holy, lightning, fire. It all depends on my mood. The rapier here lets me heal. The hammer here is just for fun, and this one is my big boy weapon. Also, there's a bug with the poison. For some reason, if you add poison to these rot weapons, the rot becomes stronger and you can proc easier. It just gives you 95 rot. I've been doing this for 8 years for fun. I only do YouTube as a way to, it's pretty much as a way to get my social life out of it, I guess. So that's about it. It's pretty much my social life. I can't drive, I can't drink, I can't work, I can't go out. So, what am I supposed to do?
Hey!
See how strong that hit? That's what I was aiming for with that axe. Just the slam alone and then the pull right into my next attack is game over. Because as soon as I hit that backswing after the gravity pull, it poisoned and rotted him immediately. And I got that damage buff and I was like, it's over. There's no way of surviving it after that. The thing is, I like Quake. I really do. But for some reason... It's just not working. So I'm trying to keep my stats at least fairly high so I don't get poisoned or madness or any other status stuff on me. The problem is I can't, it's like guy gets like 3-shotted, but that is Elden Ring. That's from software games in general. Once you get to New Game Plus, something else.
Hey!
So Quake does work. Quake took out half their health bar. I took out half his health bar in one Quake strike? Damn! And Quake does stagger. You know, doesn't matter how high your pose is. If Quake goes off and you're in the area, you'll stagger. So Quake is a guaranteed stagger effect. Where you cannot stagger for shit when it comes to the gravity one. But the gravity one gives you 3 waves. So I guess that's where the appeal is the 3 waves? The 3 shock waves, and then you get your... I don't get... Because Quake is instant and immediate with a ability to automatically go into a heavy attack soon after. Takes little to no FP consumption at all. It's very little FP consumption. My big axe is complete. My rot axe, my great rot axe is done. It is as strong as it's gonna get. Without the right talisman to actually buff it beyond that.
Hey!
This is not an honorable duel, motherfucker. Dude, has no honor. You brought consumables. Dude, put away the consumables. You're not trying to be a top 100 Elden Ring. But that's a duel. That's completely different. Did he really have a tiny little fucking heart attack just because I whipped out a goddamn... He saw rot buildup or something? Because I could do more than rot and poison. I can do bleed and black flame and anything. Black flame is actually really powerful. And since you could do it on the run and it causes damage as you proc it, it's a nice little thing.
Hey!
Don't use consumables if you have honor in a duel. You know I'm building up rot on you over time, right? Oh, that backhand swing. Guts cosplay number 1.42 trillion. Dude, I am so sick and tired of the Guts cosplays. Even my grandmother uses that great sword. I get you're doing a cosplay. Good for you. Yay. Applaud you for that. At least you're not like the ones who try to play Bloodhound without the proper stuff. But my god, motherfucker, be original. I saw a Witcher cosplay that was way better. But I am tired of the Guts. I am so tired of seeing it. There we go. Okay. Now that's over with. The NPC is gonna go straight to the middle. Yep. Anywho. No, NPCs go to the middle like that. Don't do that. Yeah, I forgot to put on a talisman. I was gonna see if I need it. I need to get used to not having stamina talismans on. Those stamina talismans, I swear to God, are so good that I end up using them way too much. I really gotta stop doing that. Oh, that's right. That's what's making... I forgot about that thing making me lose 100 HP. There we go. You know, technically, Quake's down to... technically, it's a stomp. See, I can win with Black Flame. Black Flame is always so good. This actually uses Black Flame to its fullest degree. I've never seen a weapon that complements Black Flame more than the Rot weapons. Like, the Rapier with Black Flame and you manage to pull off the heal, Ash of War, those goddamn motherfuckers are gonna be near death, and you're gonna be healed. Let me show you. One last time. I mean it. Like and subscribe. After this, I'm done. I have Black Flame as my next incantation, right after this one. If I two-hand a weapon, I get more power, of course, because of the talisman. But Black Flame with the Rapier plus this Ash of War is almost an insta go fuck yourself button.
Hey!
See, only if I manage to get it to hit though. Yeah. If you manage to nail someone with it, the Black Flame will drain them of their health while doing a good amount of damage, and you'll heal yourself. This fucking consumable little bitch can go be an NPC in the center of the arena. I'm just trying to show something. I don't go to arenas to win them, really. I go to try out and test out weapons, since duels and arenas aren't supposed to have any consumables whatsoever. You emote at the beginning, you don't use consumables, you just go at it. But that's just that. But yeah. She has a doggy. And she, right here.
I am pleased. Would you like me to hold you?
No, I don't need to. I gave you a message that does a hug for you. Ta-da! Now I could hug her without being negatively affected. But yeah, I hope this gave you guys some ideas to try out new things. No matter what, this weapon will always throw me into a medium build, no matter what I do. But I tried helping people, I did some combat things. I showed off that Quake works really well. And Quake is fun. But yeah. See, putting down a message without an emote won't get you praised. Not as much as the ones with emotes will. If you put an emote, you're gonna get praised more. Because the emotes are a must.
Have you ever felt the curse? With your whole being, the pox upon... apparently not. You no longer oh.
Yeah, I need to get him. I need to get him as a puppet, and I'll get my platinum trophy. So, I can go do that next time. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. I have a little video to edit and then make. It's gonna be a short little video, less than a minute or so, but well, that I got grinding to do, I got work to do, but hope you all don't mind. I kind of like the way I look. Bye. Always have to go through this if you want to properly save.